want to make sure that they go to the Western Clash, and a victory over Dignitas would be a very big step towards the direction.
After Fnatic's loss, they choose to go with the first pick, meaning Dignitas will take Volskaya Foundry as their battleground. Looking to control space, but something that we need to worry about / wonder about is whether or not we'll be getting double support. Now, typically with the double or 2 bans that was available last week, we would see that Vala come out here. But now with 3 bans coming in there, I wonder if there's even a chance that Vala will become a main focus for them.
I don't even think it's about Vala. I think just double support is something that's going to be shut down here very, very quickly. I would expect a Tacita ban in one of those cases. So, yeah, Liquid tried to let that through, and they thought, okay, we have a strategy that works against this. But even, I think it was Snitch that was in the interview, said that he was very surprised that they let it through. And yeah, that's, with them playing it so consistently, it's just not happening. Then again, 5-0 currently on this battleground for Team Dignitas. Fnatic is a 3-0 here. Both of the teams with a strong showing on Volskaya Foundry throughout part 1. Tracer banned out right away. So I would expect Tacita and Abathur to be part of the bans here. Genji right away.
Fnatic thinking about their bans here, but as you mentioned,
I would expect Tacita on the end.
yeah, Abathur, one of the 2. Anyone else just in case?
I mean, the thing is, if you don't ban Tacita, then there's always a chance that you go into a Tacita first pick yourself.
Yeah.
So if you don't ban him, then Dignitas might be tempted to do it on their end. There's the Abathur ban. So I expect Tacita to be banned out too. Question is, does Dignitas really respect that? Is that something? Yes. There we go. So exactly the 4 bans that we expected for this. And that shuts down any attempt of going into a double support composition.
This should be a Yrel, right? No, they actually go for Blaze and leave Yrel up for Team Dignitas. I was expecting them to try and disrupt that a little bit, and try and take it away, especially with how solid Last Hope looked on Yrel.
A competitive EU scene top to bottom. Love to see it from Nabi, the Dignitas coach, with a little bit of small BM there at the side. He's not wrong.
He's not wrong, actually.
Like, technically, Fnatic is now 5th place, so yeah.
Still rivals, though, as we've seen here in this game. Pushing each other to the limit. Second and third pick coming in here. Malfurion and Raynor. I was wondering if we would get the Diablo
Yeah, this
from
is Jimmy.
Fnatic.
This is not Diablo, this is Jimmy.
This is Jimmy. Yes, you are right. Good job, Keldor. So Raynor becoming a mainstay once again for Fnatic, and they are looking to bring out those auto attacks. They played him 4 times on Friday, even having a ban against him, actually, as they were playing him so much. Let's see if it's going to pay off for them here on Volskaya Foundry.
Yeah, the change timers here for bans and picks are definitely really impactful as well. Teams have to be a lot faster. They have to be a lot quicker from the way that they're thinking about which composition they want and what they're willing to get rid of. So it puts additional stress onto the draft as well. The draft in particular. And it slows, I mean, you don't have as much time to really consider, okay, what do you want to go into? Oftentimes in the past, when you had more times for a pick or a ban, you would head over to, let's say, your support player and say like, hey, listen, these heroes are what I'm thinking about. Which one of them are you more comfortable with? Right now, you have to be pretty snappy about that. And there's again a Medivh setup with Garrosh, so we could see that portal into a taunt that we've seen in the past.
This is a method. Why are we getting so much Medivh, Dignitas?
They like it. They like it a lot.
Especially when you have Yrel wanting to always go in.
Mirrodin for the tank, given that there's Garrosh on the side.
Yeah.
Johanna could be moving into that too.
It could be anyone special here, right? Ooh, okay, we're getting ETC from Reese. Similar control against Garrosh. Face melt, you're a little bit less tanky.
Okay. So they played with ETC already once, and that backfired very quickly since ETC was just bursted down over and over again. Was against Zealots. Part of the thought process here is protect Raynor. Make sure that Raynor survives. Like one of the things that you've done in the past when you played a Vala composition, even with double support, was you played ETC because his face melt just could create the space for Vala that she needs to stay safe. And the thought process here is definitely very much the same, where they are saying, we need to make sure that they can't jump on Raynor the way that they did that Zealots did in their series, where Zealots were very heavily focused around stuns and then tried with Planet Cracker, with Jaina burst damage to take Reyna down. So in this setup right now, ETC's role is not only to slide in and create an opportunity for a kill, his role is also very much going to be create the space that Jimmy needs to dish out the damage. But ETC is not as sustainable as other tanks, so when you fight over the control point, he won't have that sustain where you just dance on the edge of the checkpoint to try and make sure that you hold on to it while your opponent is taking the point itself and tries to push you out. So it's going to be interesting how much Breeze can really do on that hero now.
I love the tanking that comes from ETC is being able to have that face mount, right? Knocking people away from you, that way you're not taking any damage coming your way, but eventually you'd run out of having that cooldown available. Cassie came in for that 5th pick here for Team Dignitas, trying to handle Raynor and that physical damage that he puts out. It's actually becoming a more popular option that we're seeing in Hero League. I'm actually kind of curious to see about it paying off for them here on competitive play on Volskaya Fountain.
Valkyrie.
Yeah, you go for the picks there on the back line, pulling one in. There will be a bunker that can save Fnatic on that Raynor, but definitely a strong tool. Let's move into it. On the left side, in the blue, it's going to be Fnatic. Shrimpy on Raynor, Mane on Junkrat, Breeze on ETC, Smexy on Malfurion, and Last Hope on Blaze.
And to the right side of the map, Team Dignitas in his 3rd game with Whoopi on Urel. Once again, Snitch also on Medivh for the 2nd time in this series. We're seeing Poik on Cassia, JPL on Garrosh, after he just had a great showing on the hero on Sky Temple, and Azalea on Deckard Cain. Ace in the hole for Reyna again, standard level 1. This might be one of the talents where some people are still wondering, okay, why don't they go into the quest stack for give him some pepper? And the main reason is that if you compare HGC to Hero League, you will be a lot less likely to get decent stacks on a level 1 quest talent that is so dependent on every 4th order attack as you see in Hero League, so you won't ever be able to get as much. And also, with every single time that we're seeing this drafted, teams also make sure that they have enough slow on other heroes so they can provide that to give Jimmy that extra damage on his auto attacks. In this case, it's specifically, next to others obviously, Blaze who has that oil spill ready.
This talent just works naturally with a team that builds around Raynor, as you just mentioned. We are going Thunderstroke here for Cassia on a level 1. Q build continues to be a mainstay for Cassia. Her damage that she can put out, always wonderful, especially if you can get that lockdown. We'll be watching for JPL to see if he can find some targets for them to put the damage onto. And when you have a Scroll of Sealing to follow up for rooting, and then you have the Fen damage come out too, even a front line can struggle with that pretty well. ETC on the opposing side will be the one to try and prevent that from occurring.
And Blaze also, as we just saw, they're just littering oil everywhere. Now, Greenpeace is not going to be too happy about that, but Blaze just doesn't care. He wants to see the world burn.
That's sad.
Yeah. He's the evil villain out of Batman. I really like that. Alfred had it right. Some people just want to watch the world burn, and Blaze is one of them. Got nothing to say to that, huh?
I'm thinking of that scene right now, actually. I'm just replaying it in my head.
It was a fantastic scene. It was a fantastic movie.
It was. Come back to IMAX soon. You know that, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to watch it.
Only 4 theaters going to have it. Sad.
Yeah.
Looked it up.
Well, so far we have teams still playing is a little bit more cautious here. Level 4 is in play, and of course with both of them already taking their own turret on their side of the map. The next thought is always, do we go for the biotic emitter, yes or no? Do we have what it takes to really fight over this as our opponent is attempting to shut that play down? And so far, it's Dignitas who are actually trying to see if they can maybe make the play here. Also want to highlight again that we have for Jim Reyna, though, the Behemoth armor taken on level 4. This is a talent that Shrimpy very much prefers on the hero. He chose it against Zealots over and over. But outside of Fnatic and Shrimpy, even in Fnatic, Mane didn't take it. Fight or Flight was really the talent that has been preferred so far by most Reyna players that we've seen. Shrimpy is the only one who really wants that extra hit point pool to make sure that he survives any kind of incoming burst, and that also allows him in the late game to, through additional stacks, get an even tankier hit point pool and allow Reyna to stay alive a little bit more outside of that cooldown that he needs for his adrenaline rush.
That, or he likes dings. It's one of the best things about picking quest talents.
That is true.
In. That's why I pick a lot of talents, honestly. We have poke already from Poik as he continues to get his own dings, actually. Looking over to his stacks right now. He's sitting at a total of 13. Looking for the extra damage. Will proc at level 20 of the stacks coming in. Fnatic pushing up a little bit here, trying to control space, while JPL sits right on the edge here. Making sure to keep it under contention for Team Dignitas.
Yeah, triple root there. Okay, JPL moving out, so now we're having it contested. moved out for just a moment. Let's see if Fnatic can maybe reclaim that and get a couple of points onto the board themselves. The solo laners are still busy at the bot lane. Level 7 would of course be a welcome advantage for either one of these teams, but it's again Dignitas that pushes in heavily at the start.
Groundbreaker interrupted by Schwimpy, penetrating round coming out. But as you mentioned, Dignitas continues to control the space well, already at 47%.
That I like.
Climbing.
That's really cool, the quick rotation towards the camp. But also the punishment against Garrosh. And he is very likely to fall here unless we have another quick portal coming out. JPL goes down. It was a kill they worked for very hard. That looked for a long time as if Garrosh would still be able to move away from it. But as it happens, Fnatic now in control of the point, and they use that time window to move over to claim their own turret here, as Dignitas has of course already done so previously.
A quick punish because Medivh actually went to the top lane. He was trying to soak and clear out those minions. And JPL just got caught with his pants down. Big play there by Fnatic. And now, Fnatic grabbing as many points as they can here, jumping up pretty high into the 50s as we already are waiting for JPL to be back. He has spawned and is currently at the fort, but Wubby is the next to find some aggression his way. Maru coming out does not connect, and Wubby's going to mount an attempt to escape.
Yeah, and they have to let it go. I think there is a good chance they're trying to go for him here. It's weird because they want to have the point, but they also want to go for him. So they take him down here, even though he was low, and now they're making the play. And Poik is in a really bad spot, but he turns it around, and Smexy is barely surviving for a few more seconds after he's finally taken out there. That's just the problem right there. The Junkrat grenade didn't even help them. This was a little bit weird.
That's one of the things about Cassia, though, that people underestimate, is how much damage she can put out and how quickly.
Yeah. It's just, they went to get Urel at the left side, but the rest of the team had to fight on the spot, right? Because time was running out. So it was not really a 5 versus 4 that we just saw there. And now Dignitas has taken a lead in experience. And of course, with that Protector, they are opening that top wall right now. So for them, this is a fantastic spot to be in at this point. Well done by Dignitas and Fnatic, even though they got the initial kill against Urel, now starting to fall behind here. It was a very awkward moment for them, and it was followed by a Protector grabbed by Dignitas.
Fort takes a little bit of damage here. Fnatic doing their best to hold on. 10 right around the corner for Team Dignitas, and they have an escape route too, so Fnatic can't overextend, but they would love to keep their fort. Urel comes over from the corner. We'll get stun locked out for a second. But with 10 about to hit, Team Dignitas keeps the pressure on. Urel soaks 10 in the middle lane. There it is. And Dig will immediately pick up their heroics. Valkyrie coming online, as you mentioned.
Yeah, Valkyrie is definitely the right pick here, especially against Reyna. You want to have something that can reach him in that backline. And once you grab him, Valkyrie is going to be great for that. Now, Schwimpy is, of course, continuing to get out the damage, and he's sitting at 21 stacks on his Behemoth armor, so that's another 100 hit points that he has on Reyna for the hit point pool. And over time, this is really going to help him. But obviously, in a normal game, you don't expect to get an insane amount of stacks for that. If you get 50, 60 towards the end, then you're already in a really decent spot. But that's still one ability that you can tank from your opponent at least. So right now, with 10 abilities available, Dignitas is still having the lead at the top lane from a positional perspective, thanks to the Fountain. But Fnatic can at least fight on even talents and have now the tools to maybe get that fight done, especially with, of course, the ult on ETC, having a mosh pit available, always being a bit of a threat here if you can get that through, but it's going to be tricky against what Dignitas runs here.
So yeah, still thinking about his ult in here. Lornado can be picked up if you want to try and interrupt the mosh pit coming out, but they like to go ahead and go with stay a while and listen. Looking over talents too, Poik getting pretty close to finishing out his level 1 quest, sitting at 32, but someone that's kind of slacking right now though is Snitch. Medivh on the Master's Touch, only having a total of 13.
Yes, they engage again. They're going for the fort, and they're going to get that because down here it's all about that last remaining turret. So Fnatic is going to let the top fort fall. Great move by Dignitas, by the way, realizing, hey boys, there's 2 down here. So make sure that you push the top and don't allow them to get away with that play. They're trying to get the item here, and we can shut that down. They're going for Urel, though, and that might actually be the end of Urel at the bot lane because this is a triple that they're trying for. There's a lockdown, but Ardent Defender has been popped. There's a big cooldown that's been burned, though.
Conveyor belt to help with the speedy escape. Dignitas working on 13, but our defender down, as you mentioned, a big cooldown going to be hurting. However, with that fort taken in the top left corner, with no well and no fort to anchor back on, Fnatic has to be careful on their engage on that second control point, or Team Dignitas can chase him. And with them having portals, the chase becomes even easier.
Yeah, Fnatic is definitely playing a lot better than they have in the recent past, but Dignitas is just so strong and powerful here, and they showcase that. They run the map really well. We have a 5-0 record for Dignitas on Volskaya. It's the reason they picked this map. Fnatic themselves, not the team of slouches, they are on 3-0 here, but currently Dignitas is ahead. By half a level, they have the talent, and they have the position at the top lane, as you mentioned. Trying to go for ETC here, and that might actually work. Even Mena attempting to help out, but Breeze is now in trouble, and that's the kill right there.
That might actually hurt. As ETC was behind enemy lines, JPL came in, was able to find the lockdown, and ETC gets blown up. 17 seconds for ETC to be back. Fnatic doing what they can, though, with the time they have as they push the bottom lane, grab a couple of turrets, see it closer to 13. JPL over the wall, though. Dig will need to try and break him through. Oh, just kidding. There's a portal.
Exactly.
Medivh is fun.
Yeah, Medivh is actually absolutely insane at this point, and we've seen that now several times, how snap these decisions are. Just earlier today, we saw that already played by ADRD, and the way that he engaged with Medivh into the backline. It's just terrifying. And if you have a taunt to boot then through Garrosh when he goes through the portal, that makes things even rougher. Even with the portal control tools that Fnatic has, Concussive Mine, ETC Power Slide, and also Malfurion Roots, it's still tricky. Nice interrupt, but it doesn't matter. Still has another. There's also, of course, the portal. Again, 13 versus 14. This is one that Fnatic has to win, but it's going to be tough because they don't have a fountain, they don't have a retreat point, and Last Hope is already getting chunked down a bit by Cassia.
They got to bully their way in. They start to move in. Breeze is there, shouldn't be right behind him. Smexy trying to play it safe as possible. He doesn't want Garrosh to come through on a portal, thanks to Medivh. Medivh continues to linger around while Shumbi puts out the damage on top of Wubby, but Wubby constantly getting heals, especially from Zayli and himself.
Yeah, and they're trying to go for Breeze again. Here comes the ley line in the back, only catching one, but that's enough. Here comes the Valkyrie, not catching anything. The bunker was already on the ground, but now we're having the taunt against Last Hope as Blaze gets thrown into the backline, and he is falling. The Protector is also confirmed for Dignitas, and Fnatic is falling farther and farther behind.
So Protector should equal the fort in the bottom. Team Dignitas, after getting a pick, might be able to actually grab this fort in the middle as well. They start sieging it already, and they'll have a glove soon here to disable it. Shwimpy putting out some damage here, working on that quest and trying to prevent the Protector from doing too much. But Team Dignitas should be able to get a nice chunk of experience and also set themselves up well for that third point.
Yeah, a lot of this comes really down to the first Protector, where they lost after they killed Urel. 2 heroes because of Cassia, and Cassia didn't do much. Now Shwimpy is down, that's Reyna just simply gone, and things are not looking pretty for Fnatic by any means. They are 1.5 levels behind at this point. Dignitas is walking to the bottom of the map. They're opening all the lanes up at this point, trying to make sure that they get another fountain. They're going to break through the wall easily. And this is tough going. I mean, Fnatic has the tools, but when you play from behind like this, and you're also another talent down, which is going to be the case in just a few seconds, as Dignitas is just now taking 16, how do you deal with this, especially with the mobility that comes through Medivh and his portals?
You kind of have to hope that Dignitas makes a bit of a mistake, maybe groups up a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Breeze with the mosh pit can definitely turn this game around.
Can he though? Look at what Dignitas has.
Yeah?
Everyone has an interrupt. It's actually brutal.
Hey, I'm just trying to give hope here.
Yeah.
Right?
In that situation, you're not hoping for a 4-man, 5-man mosh pit. You're normally just hoping to secure one kill at some point. Drop a mosh pit against one individual, maybe someone who isolated on the lane, and then take it from there. But now Fnatic has to simply... Fnatic basically right now is in experience gathering mode. They're trying to PvE a little bit until they have level 16. And then they're going to try and force a fight around 16. If they win the fight, they might come back in the game. If they lose the fight and lose the next Protector, though, then Dignitas is going to walk to a very uncontested victory here.
And the hard part, too, is where you normally look for that experience is by breaking down a fort, but there's no avenue open. With the constant rotation from Dignitas and Medivh's portals, that option becomes one that you cannot chase. So they just soak. They just wait it out, and Dig just gets the opportunity to grab everything. They have the camp pushing in the top. There's another turret coming in, pushing out the bottom lane here. If Dignitas really wanted to, they could start looking at the idea of pushing out the bottom left a little bit until that 16 connects, opening up that gate for the next Protector.
Dignitas has 4 items now. They have 4 at this point. Only Wubby doesn't hold one. That's 3 turrets and a healing beacon, and here's the wall that you have been mentioning. Yeah, breaking that so that if they can take the Protector the bot lane, they can make a play for game and don't have to waste a lot of time going through that wall here. So the item advantage going into the next objective is going to be absolutely crucial. Normally when you control the items on the map, you are in a position where you have a much better chance of winning the Protector, and Fnatic has to play around that. They finally get level 16, and this is the moment when they are going to try and force a fight somewhere, maybe force a structure, but it's at least what they are hoping to use for the next objective. And here is them trying to force these structures.
Yep, even Blaze Talon's kind of showcase that. Thermal protection, fuel leak being picked up.
Nice dodge.
Trying to get the full jet propulsion into a fight. All 4 grouped up, Medivh playing really, really safe. Keep an eye out for where Medivh is at. They're cooking on this fort, seeing if they can find that opportunity, but they gotta be careful. Poik with that Valkyrie underneath the fort is scary.
It's already on cooldown. Like, he used it already. He used it and missed it. It was sidestepped.
I don't know Valkyrie, but they keep trading out. Here comes the taunt. Damage already, Leyline seal. Riptire coming in, but ETC taken out before the bunker even connects. He can't get to safety, and Wubbly just jumping on the back line. Xaylia taking a lot of damage, but thanks to a force of will and into the fray, he escapes.
They need a counter kill, and currently it doesn't look like they're going to find that. 5 versus 4, and the fight just continues. Last hope, missing the jet propulsion here as Wubbly sidesteps it, and now he's also in an awkward spot, gets chased down right away as Urel is still forcing them back, and that's Blaze gone. 3-level advantage, 2.5 levels, depending on how you look at it, and Urel already on the point, just waiting for it to activate. This is looking like a lights-out moment for Fnatic. This is definitely looking like it's a checkmate move by Team Dignitas.
HGC's back in 5 seconds, but the keep already under siege, Protector being grabbed. 20 is about 3/4 of the level away. Minions getting cleared up. I think I'm starting to agree with you here. We're going to have one last chance for Fnatic to possibly get into a team fight. And they mount up and charge on in. Breeze trying to get here just in time while Schwimpy chases with that Inspire.
Yeah, Schwimpy is sidestepping a lot of what Garrosh is trying to set up here as plays. And Medivh was in a lot of trouble, but Snitch still able to move away from it. And it's just those layer defenses that we have for Dignitas here. I mean, of course, Fnatic has a few of those too, but if you get that force of will out the entire time and you are able to make sure that with Leyline and with the portals, your entire team is safe in these situations, it's very difficult for Fnatic to break through that. And then you look at experience and you realize that there's a 2.5 level lead for Dignitas that will grant them level 20 in a few seconds. Fnatic is going to make some Hail Mary plays now. They have control over the point because Dignitas moved away. They're saying, yeah, you can have it for now. We're going to get 20 and then we're going to re-engage into that. But Fnatic, this is literally do or die.
Yep, they take the fort. Let's say we want to grab that experience. It will get them closer to 18, but they'll still be 2 levels behind, especially when Dignitas hits at 20. Medivh is here, just keep an eye on everything, make sure no one's flanking over to surprise Dig. The rest of them soak up that middle wave, and there's 20. And Dig, you see on the minimap, instantly come in. They see Mane, and they're wanting to pinch Fnatic here into a corner.
Yeah, immediate power slide onto the portal to make sure that if someone comes through, they have a chance to set something up here. But this is where you have to fight against level 20 talents, and that makes it incredibly difficult. The items are there, an advantage for Dignitas, and Fnatic has to take this now. There's the contest as we see Dignitas pushing in. Leyline comes out. They're using their Storm talents. Mena escapes for now. Tranquility being used here. Conveyor belt, absolute fiesta as it just rotates everyone around. Again, the dodge against the Valkyrie. I'm liking that a lot, but they can't make the plays here. And there's the kill as the taunt is keeping not only Breeze, but also Malfurion close by for the damage to come through. Double kill against Fnatic. Dignitas with level 20 is obliterating their opponent now.
Last hope locked down. The jet propulsion was slowed thanks to a block. Finally, he gets tossed. JPL able to give his teammates another kill. And with 3 down, Fnatic will have to deal with a Protector on its way soon, but Dignitas, the entire roster, is already on their way. They go straight for Schwimpy. He gets picked up. Doesn't even have a chance to put out too much in terms of damage. And there goes the keep. Next objective is the core.
Yeah, and they don't even have to go for the Protector here. I mean, Wubbly is still down there and waits for it, so he brings it over. But this is, of course, already a foregone conclusion as Dignitas is moving to the core, takes it down with ease. We have Breeze and also Smexy back in just a few seconds, but this is not going to change the outcome of it. The Protector is waddling over slowly and steadily, but the core is already down to 30%. Dignitas taking game number 3, winning it on Volskaya, and therefore taking the lead in this series with a 2-1 against Fnatic.
11 kills to 2, multiple Protectors. Dignitas shutting down Fnatic on Volskaya Foundry and getting the victory, going up 2-1 over them. Can Fnatic dig deep enough here to take it to a game at number 5? Traditionally, we've seen them go to game 5 against a lot of teams here, but Dignitas starting to look like they're outclassing them a little bit.
I'm just not a fan of ETC right now.
Which is a statement, because usually with Breeze and ETC, you let it slide no matter what.
I'm not sure if that pun was intended, but I really like that one.